Good morning, dear ones, and happy Wednesday to you all. Middle of the week, it's all of a sudden turned quite chilly here, and I've had to turn the lights on because it's so grey outside. But that's all part of springtime in Ireland. I hope you guys are having some really, really great weather, and I hope that you are loving yourselves unconditionally every single day. And remember, the more you get to know about yourself and understand about yourself, the more that you have to love yourself every single day. So we're continuing with the Third Eye Chakra today, and we looked already at the traumas and abuses. We looked at deficient and excess energy characteristics of this particular chakra. We're going to go into the physical malfunctions now, and we're going to look at what physical malfunctions occur in your body when your spirit is in a state of dis-ease. Now, when the spirit is out of touch or in a state of dis-ease, when it's not at ease with what you're doing, with what you're saying, with your inner speak and with your outer speak, it will manifest, as I've mentioned before, in the physical form. And when we go through the universal laws, you understand about energy in motion that will eventually take place or will eventually show itself in physical form. And the more that we think negative and self-deprecating thoughts, the more we scold ourselves, the more we have inner voices and outer voices for that matter that are filled with scolding and reminding ourselves that we're not good enough, the more the body is going to revolt, and it is going to show us its results and its reaction to those messages, to that energy in physical malfunctions of the body, especially with regards to illness or disease or dis-ease of the body. So when we're looking at the physical malfunctions, you may find yourself having headaches or migraines. Now, I know a few people who do suffer from migraines, and I must say that I actually have in the past suffered from them as well. And at every stage, when I look back at my life and I see the times in my life where migraines were a thing, it was when I was mostly invalidating myself and telling myself that the things that I thought I saw, the things that I understood, my messages from my angels, myself, where I actually negated who I was and my importance, whether it is within a relationship or within the family unit. Whenever I had negated who I was and my role within life and within my tribe, that was when migraine struck me the most. In my youth, I suffered badly from headaches, so much so I was on prescription painkillers. And I found that as soon as I left the family environment, headaches were no longer a problem for me. Although during that time, I visited neurosurgeons, I visited osteopaths, and eventually I visited a chiropractor, and the chiropractor did help me through these things. But as soon as the invalidation happened again, the headache was back there again. So if any of you do not believe in this, start understanding that whether you believe in it or not, it is true. And look at where you have these physical malfunctions. Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, is beautiful for that, because it reminds us and it explains to us how these physical malfunctions manifest and what they represent and what the old thought pattern is, and how to overlay a new thought pattern with a new affirmation. Remember, 3 is always the magic number. The first time you tell your brain, the computer, something, it realizes that a command's coming in, but doesn't really take it in. The second time is when it starts understanding what the command is, and the third time is when it actually affects the command. So when we are wanting to change something, it's very important to repeat these affirmations and the like to ourselves at least 3 times, or in multiples of 3 because of that. Okay, so with the physical malfunctions, headaches and migraines are a characteristic. Vision problems, brain diseases, hearing impairments, inflammation of the middle ear, having a lot of colds, sinus problems, and that's another one that I identify with as well. In my between the ages of 12 and early adulthood, I suffered terribly from sinus problems, so much so that the doctors thought that I was going to lose my sense of smell. And eventually we sorted that out. And because of those sinus problems, you go into the Louise Hay book and you understand why my body chose to manifest it like that. Since then, since leaving home, no sinus problems whatsoever. So never ever discount it's not that it's a hypochondriac thing that you quickly look up what you have and then you have to go to the doctor for it. It's more about being aware of how your body chooses to manifest its dis-ease with what you're doing, with what you're saying, etc. And for that reason, have a look at it and go, all right, I'm doing that. Okay, change it now, because I do not want to be suffering with that particular ailment for any longer, especially if it's me doing this to me. Neurological disorders are also part of the physical malfunctions, mental illness, schizophrenia, learning disabilities, and problems with concentration. Now, the healing practices for this include creating visual art. And it doesn't matter what art you create, whether you paint, whether you draw, whether you sew something nicely, or if you even are crocheting something that looks beautiful. It's about what you see and what you create from inside you that you can see. Visual stimulation is important. Put together a collage. Take those shoeboxes of photographs that have been sitting gathering dust and take out the ones that are bloopers. Cut out certain things, slap them into a beautiful collage, and all of a sudden you have a visual art piece that shows your life and your fun times with all of your friends. Create something for yourself that every time you look at it, if it's a vision board that calls in your future that you want, create something that is going to stimulate you visually and make it colorful and make it soothing and make it something that you enjoy looking at regularly. Meditation is very, very important. Meditation, meditation, meditation. Create a daily practice. You owe it to yourself. It's a gift to yourself every day. Psychotherapy, of course, very, very important. Coloring and drawing, art therapy. Everybody knows that those dot drawings or dot paintings are very therapeutic. Mandalas, adult coloring in books. It's all there and it's all the rage, and it's there for a reason. Why? Because people have found that it is necessary for us to do a bit of inner child work, and that's where coloring and drawing and art therapy comes in. Psychotherapy, under that heading, also working with our memories, connecting an image with a feeling so that there is a connection, because very often a disconnect creates not being able to see. Dream work, very important as well. Hypnosis, guided visualizations, past life regression therapy, stargazing, and even eye rolls. It's very good exercise for the eyeballs. Bathe in or inhale appropriate essential oils, which I chatted to you about on Monday. Eat indigo food or drink. Cultivate, that doesn't mean please get down into the bottom of a wine bottle either. Everything in moderation, ladies and gents. Cultivate conscious awareness of synchronicities and or serendipitous occurrences, and wear appropriate gemstones. Now, I realize we haven't gotten to the questions. We'll do those ones tomorrow. I felt that this is important because we're all cognitive about this. This isn't about trying to remember what we were doing way back then. This is really near memory, or it's occurring right now. So look at these things, understand yourself, and remember, to understand yourself is to love and respect yourself even more, because you understand what you have undergone and who you are and why you react to certain things. And it's very important to know yourself and to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot expect somebody else to do something you're not prepared to do. Leading by example is not just in a leadership role. Leading by example is the way that life is meant to be. Dear ones, remember our foundation, 4 agreements, 5 Reiki principles. Please have a wonderful Wednesday and love yourself unconditionally.